Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, and if you're new, welcome. So today's video is a Halloween decorate with me. Hope you enjoy this and it gives you a little bit of motivation and a few ideas to decorate if you intend to this year. So just to start the video, I'm just going to give you an overview of all the decorations that I've got. Most of them I did actually use, but there was a couple that I didn't end up using. But some of them are old, sort of from like the last couple of years, and then others are new. I did get some new stuff. There are a few bits that are missing, which unfortunately they didn't arrive in time for when I filmed this video. And even now as I'm doing this voiceover a few days later, they still haven't arrived. So unfortunately I can't include those, but if they do arrive by the time I do the outdoor Halloween decorations, then I will just add those in as well, but I'm obviously not going to promise because they might not turn up, judging by what post can be like sometimes. So here I'm just giving you, as I said, an overview of the decorations, and you'll see some Halloween baubles, some pumpkin faces. There's a couple of signs there, one for hanging on the door and one for the table or the cake stand, which I've got that I'm going to decorate. I've got a couple of cushion covers there. There's some pumpkins to put on the shelves and things. There's a couple of little gnomes and other bits and pieces, which you'll see as I go along. So I'm starting off in the living room. I'm going to take down some of the bits from the fall decorating and just replace those with a couple of the Halloween things. I'm going to leave some up, i.e. the bigger pumpkins that you can see, but I'm taking the smaller ones down from here, and I'm just going to pop the gnomes up here. Next, I'm going to pop these Halloween cushion covers on these oblong cushion fillers that I have. One says Hocus and one says Pocus. And I'm also going to leave the other cushion covers on because obviously it is autumn and they're kind of autumn fall related. I'm not sure whether there's going to be the cushion covers that I've ordered for Halloween, whether they're going to turn up or not. But if they don't, then I'll just leave these on, at least until obviously I start decorating for Christmas, which is not far around the corner at all. Time is getting on this year. I don't know where the time has gone to. Next, I'm going to start decorating this twig tree, which I did get for Easter. When I decorated for Easter, thought it would be a nice idea just to be able to have it for different seasons, really, just to put extra decorations up. And I'm going to be putting these Halloween baubles, which are mostly orange, but there are a few black ones in there. I wish there'd have been maybe a couple of extra black ones, but I just popped these up because I thought they were very Halloween related. And I'm also going to be popping up some little ghost ornaments, hanging these from the tree as well, just as a little extra something. I mean, they are so tiny that you can't necessarily see them from a distance, but I thought they were just a nice little touch anyway, and just quite good fun for the kids to see them on the little tree here. So now I'm just sorting out the shelves at the side of my desk where the twig tree is going to go with the baubles and stuff on it. And I did actually clear this off. It looks a bit strange because you've seen the twig tree I've just decorated, but then you just see me taking it off. I didn't actually realise until I was editing, and after I'd watched the edit through before I started doing this, that I'd actually got the clips sort of like the wrong way round. I did actually do this for the sake of transparency. I did actually do this before I started decorating the twig tree, but I just thought I would just leave it in the order that I ended up putting the clips into. Just it wasn't far off, but it just kind of seemed to make more sense. But just for the sake of, as I said, transparency and just being honest, yes, I did clear this off beforehand, and then I took the twig tree over to decorate that. And yeah, I cleared all the stuff off, ready to put the new decorations on with the twig tree. So now I'm just hanging out a Halloween themed tea towel just on the oven door, just for show really. We probably won't end up using it. The kids will probably keep pulling this off the door and slinging it around. But I have two anyway, so I've just put one of those out for now. And it's got things like llamas and zebras and yeah, little pumpkins and things like that dressed up. So I just thought it was quite a fun little addition. And now I'm also putting some spider stickers up on our cooker splashback thing, our glass splashback. And or sorry, I know in America you call it a backsplash, I believe, or something similar to it. So yeah, we call it splashback over here in the UK and you call it a backsplash. But I'm just popping these stickers on, and I kind of put these on together because they came in the whole sheet together as they were, but then I wasn't happy with them because they just looked a bit too clustered together, and I wanted to spread them out a little bit. So I ended up unsticking them and then just positioning them all the way along the glass as I wanted them. And this is just a couple of things that I forgot to do before I started decorating. Actually, I meant to have done this in the first place, but I'm just doing it now. I'm not too far in, and I just thought it'd be quite nice to pop some essential oils diffusing in. So I'm going to do a mix of several drops of harvest spice, and the other one was fresh apple, I believe it was called, or something apple related. Apple fresh, there you go, fresh apple or apple fresh, same thing. And together they smell absolutely amazing, very autumnal and very seasonal, and just makes you feel kind of warm and fuzzy. It is very, very strong. I think I probably put a couple too many drops in of each one, but it actually ended up making the whole house smell really, really lovely and cozy. And I'm also lighting this pumpkin pie candle that I have on the side, just again to add a little extra fragrance to the house. And this also smells really, really yummy and very seasonal and autumnal and just cozy. Now I'm just popping up these little LED battery powered Halloween pumpkin lights just on this kitchen shelf, just to give this little corner a bit more of a glow when the lights are on and make it look a little bit more Halloweeny. And for this corner over here, I just left the sunflowers in the little glass vase here with some autumnal berry stems, and I had a little battery powered flickering effect candle which I popped on the side here. It was on one of the shelves in the living room, so I took that down and I thought that would be a good place to put it. And I had some copper wire lights as well, and I just wrapped that round this little cake stand and popped some big pumpkins and a couple of little ones on the top with the Boo table sign behind them, and I just thought that was a nice little touch there in the corner. And now I'm just fiddling around with this little glass vase which I'm going to pop in the bathroom, and I'm going to add some light brown and dark brown pampas grass stems to it. I'm just kind of measuring them up and to trim them down because they were very, very long. So I'm just going to cut those and then add some to this vase. Moving on to the kids' rooms, and I didn't put too many decorations up just because A, there's not really many places to pop things on surfaces, and also B, because the kids will just be grabbing everything down and something will probably end up getting damaged or broken and it'll be a real shame. So I didn't put really many decorations in their rooms at all, except for these little witch banners, which there's just sort of like 4 witches to a banner. It was all in one long string, and I did have it up elsewhere in the house a year or 2 ago when I decorated for Halloween, and I just ended up cutting it down into 2 so that there was 4 on each one, and I thought it'd be a good idea just to use it for the kids' rooms. It's just a little bit of fun. And Zach already, as I am recording this voiceover, Zach already has taken his down from his wall and he's unthreaded the witches and he's played with them. So that just goes to show, if I'd have had too many decorations up in their room, they probably would have been trashed by now. Amelia was a little bit different. She actually really loves hers up above her window. But Zach is a little bit different. He said he found them a bit spooky and he didn't want them up in his room, and then he had them taken down and just ended up trashing them the next day. And when I say trashing, I don't mean literally like completely destroying them. I just mean unthreading them, and he's just been playing with them. Now I'm just popping up this pumpkin face banner in the hallway, just as a little added thing, really, just an added touch, because there was nothing out here Halloween related, and it's a little bit of fun just obviously for when the kids go out and they can kind of see it up there. And it's quite handy that we have quite low ceilings in this house, but I still had to use a little step just to make sure I was able to push the pins in. Because short girl problems, really. I mean, I'm not hugely short, but hugely short, that sounds a bit strange, but you know, I mean, I'm not ridiculously short. I'm about 5'5", but still I feel sometimes like I have some short girl problems, and I would like to be a couple of inches taller. Maybe 5'7", 5'8" would be good, but hey ho, you just work with what you've got, I guess. I can't change it. So anyway, I just had to use a step just to keep going along and pinning this banner up. And now moving on to the utility, just as you come inside the front door, I'm just going to fill up this little basket with some leaves that were left over from the stainless steel cake tier that I had in the corner here where I put the white one. And I took the display obviously out from there and obviously changed it, and I just had some acorns and conkers which I'd picked up from last year when I decorated, or the year before, whenever it was. And I just thought I would fill this basket up with coloured leaves and acorns and conkers and pumpkins and just make it look really quite autumnal and colourful, and it seemed to work really, really well. I just kind of filled the pumpkins up, and then I just sort of scattered the leaves around over the top, just tucked them in, and then I just kind of dropped some acorns and conkers in. So it wasn't anything crazy to it. I just sort of just kind of fiddled around with it for a little while, and it worked really, really well. It looked really nice out in the utility shelf. And instead of putting them away, I thought the little gnomes that came from the living room shelf, I could actually put them out here just to keep up with that autumnal decoration kind of feel to it. And I also used the fall is sign, which I had in the kitchen, on the kitchen side with the stainless steel cake tier display. I popped that out here as well, just because I thought it's quite a nice welcoming as you come through the door, and or you sort of reach up and grab a coat, or you put your coat away, and it just sort of gives you that autumnal fall feel to it, just right outside the door, and right inside the door. And I've also got this lantern as well, which I popped out here. I thought it'd be a nice touch, and then in the evenings I could pop it on, and it just sort of gives a nice subtle warm glow to it. And also this little vase of flowers, which I kind of just rearranged and fiddled with and just made that look nice and colourful, and again very sort of fall-like and seasonal, and it seemed to work really well. I think it's just a nice touch of colour to this space, which can be sort of a little bit bland and plain because it's sort of out near where the coats and shoes are and where the washing machine and tumble dryer is. So I just wanted to dress it up a little bit, added a few of these large pumpkins as well, and it worked really, really nicely. And now I'm just decorating this fall wreath that we had on the front door. I'm just going to add some of these pampas grass stems, which I had left over, to it. I didn't want to do anything that was really neat and really exact, very precise. I just wanted to kind of shove some of these in and just give it that kind of rustic, sort of oldie, vintagey, almost like scruffy look on purpose with these pampas grass stems. So I just kind of stuck them in wherever, and it just gave it that really sort of scruffy, oldie, untidy kind of look that maybe you would expect on the door of a witch or something like that. It was supposed to be a Halloweeny kind of feel, so I knew it wasn't going to be anything particularly neat. I just wanted to do this on purpose, just make it look kind of almost untidy really, and I think it worked quite well. I'm not too sure. I might sort of like go back and change it a little bit, perhaps cut the pampas grass stems down a little bit more and then tuck them back in, but this is what I ended up with on the day, and I just sort of kept it obviously for this video. And I also popped a trick or treat sign. I hung that as well inside the wreath, and I think it turned out really well. So that is it for this Halloween decorate with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you did. I hope it gave you a few ideas for decorating your own house. And I will have a Halloween decorate outside with me video coming up in the next week or two. So stay tuned for that. Come back to watch that. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.